Good afternoon and welcome to XeQueBo here in Valencia. We got a frozen, look at this still image, just so you know. And if you're watching, we're just working out a couple kinks here, and GB did get the score. Tied up 1-1. And it's 1-1. Thanks for joining us. I just fixed the scoreboard when you hear a second. GB taking on Spain. This is a bronze medal game. I'm Stefan Rapazzo alongside Ian Tate, bringing you the action. Thanks for staying tuned in all weekend long. It's been a great weekend, great tournament here in Valencia. Navassa to Navassa. GB running a zone. And Navassa puts one up, floats it, and that's picked off for GB. It's sent the other way and given right back.
Yeah, deep shot there from Molly to Kate, just putting it too far out in front. And Spain will have a chance to get their hold back on track. Came out with a clean hold in the first point. GB had a turn in their point, but managed to get the disc back and put it in. So we're still on serve for now. Spain looking to keep it that way.
Navassa to Navassa. And the run through D there. Great one by Brian Boyes. Wedge. A lapse in focus and gives it right back. Navassa steps up and hucks into contact. There's a foul called. It'll come back.
It looks like both teams haven't quite settled into the game yet. Not found their legs. This call maybe giving Spain a chance to relax into it a little bit, take a breather, and come out a bit more cleanly in their offense.
Around low Lamotte to Navassa. Navassa to Navassa and Lamotte. Mickael and another error, and the wind is really taking its effect. Heather Gibson goes to sister Gibson, that's Kate. In the middle for Wedge. Wedge quickly. Brian Boyes dumps back to Wedge in nearly the same spot. Floats one over Kate Gibson. That bounced off everyone and somehow lands in the hands. Is that Ellie Payne?
Looks like it to me.
What is that Heather Gibson?
No, Heather missed it. It went over her head.
Anyway, in any sense, it is a goal.
Yeah, over Kate, over Heather, and then a fantastic play to keep the goal alive. So GB first to break in this game. Spain will look to recollect themselves. Their O-line now having a little chat on the sideline, and they're going to come back out and see if they can right the ship. This GB team doesn't have as many reps on sand, I think they'd be the first to say, but all full of superstars on the grass. And seeing what they can do to convert that onto the sand, onto the smaller pitch, the different surface, and see whether it can translate to some winning games for them.
The Spaniards with Lewandowski. Move it up, then back through Lewandowski to Zhu. First sideline up for Fuentes. Fuentes gets the gainer, Patino. Leads, Lewandowski flops into one there. And looks up to see well-covered cuts. Now fires. Fuentes does aggressively attack into that one and puts a goal on the board for the Spaniards.
Yeah, as we see that again there, she toes it in. Fantastic catch with the one hand. It's clearly a late stall option. The handler's looking to just get rid of the disc somehow, and she gives her that option straight up the line. Ruth has done well to stop the initial cut, but just gets taken by surprise with that second cut round the back.
Sent the pole, Yorworth to Hill, back to Yorworth. And Klima comes under and the fake turns her away, goes to Hill. Now Lester. Lester takes Yorworth in the dump space, right back to Lester, leads high, but over top of Emily Hill. And Spain will take over. And a stoppage will stay with Navasa. We have 4 more games remaining. It gets sad always when you get to this stage of a tournament. It's exciting because, you know, we've had such great games. We're amidst these great games, but we've got this and then another bronze and then the 2 finals. The XeQueBo action coming to a close, and it's been tightening up today. And we get a miss there. I think it's just beyond Emily Hill.
Yeah, Emily bidding just to make sure that they get that turn. But now GB with the chance to put in the point. Hannah Yorworth fields this. Hannah obviously a fantastic handler, very calm on the disc, just coming off a great campaign on the grass season.
That one,
maybe a little bit of commentator's curse there. Apologies, Hannah.
Unable to connect at all. Pick up for Spain and thrown right into the dirt. Bailey pops for Yorworth. Yorworth to Hill. Hill leads, I think, too high, I would have thought, but actually Yorworth did a great job of putting herself behind the disc and in a good position to make what was a great play, even though it didn't look spectacular at all. Bailey, that is a spectacular looking play. On the doorstep, goes back to Yorworth. Yorworth and Bailey exchange once more in the corner. And a shot for goal is bounced off of Emily Hill. And the turnover is the result. Navasa to pick up. And initiates this point for the Spaniards. Nice layout to keep it alive. And Navasa gets again. Popped back for Navasa from Angie. Led to Carolina Navasa. Cristina Navasa goes, nice throw to the middle, Angie to Carolina Navasa. To her sororital family member. And into the corner. Did they force that into Angie? They did. A tight quarters from Ida to Angie sees Spain go up another one and remain on pace here.
Yeah, that's a break back from Spain, taking this game back on serve. Now a break apiece.
Noah, clock's not running. 18 minutes. Gibson. And Gibson, that's Kate to Heather. Oh, and just behind Molly Wedge, and she can't make the play. But it was the throw behind. To be clear, Lewandowska leads forward, Toscano and Zul. Lewandowska. Zul, corner, hits for the goal. Patino is there. And Spain break again. That's 2 in a row, making it 4-2 now.
Yeah. Slightly behind throw from Heather Gibson there, but one that Molly Wedge did have both hands on, so she'll definitely be taking it on herself that she wasn't quite able to reel that in. It looks like GB are starting to take a timeout here, going for that early option that we've seen the other teams not go for in other games.
They'll take the timeout, discuss what went right at the party and what needs to go right in this game for bronze. Just at the midday. We'll see you on the other side of this break. I worked for a Michelin star chef making gelato in Paris. I had my own restaurant in Nicaragua and a food truck in Australia. Why wouldn't you watch me? Check out my YouTube channel.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And incredible.
4-2, Spain in the lead. And that is going to hit a pedestrian. Nope, it didn't. But if it did, that would have knocked somebody off a bicycle.
Yeah, that one firing out of bounds. Just.
I mean, this is, I'll say, with these pulls and the amount of pedestrians that are stopping and watching and the amount that are just like blindly walking by, we could take somebody's head off. Perhaps not cleanly.
You know,
but
just a hack at it, you know?
Yeah, one heck of a keeker could be left. Maybe you get like side of the head, it's going to end up looking like the back of Tate's hamstring.
And that is not a good look.
It is not. Naden, beautiful throw by Brew. Stewart. Looks very calm in that center field area, but the throw imperfect and penalized by Angie. What happened after that? I just looked away.
Palmer just couldn't quite stop her momentum in time. As she was trying to make the play, just gives a little bosh
to
the Spanish player after the catch.
Honest, tumbling. I'm not sure why they're talking.
I think it was just as to whether the Spanish player caught the disc and wanted to retain possession, or just got a clean D.
I thought they were wondering what their favorite run of songs were last night. Did you like the DJ?
It was some interesting choices for sure.
A lot of reggaeton. Lewandowski. Oh, into a tight space there. Haida. High to Lewandowski. Lewandowski floats one. It's going to stay in bounds, but gives way too good of a chance for Stewart. And she makes the most of it. Naden sends, and Lewandowski stays in front.
Yeah, a great bit of work from the GB duo downfield there, calling the switches to get that defense, to get that block, but just giving it right back to Spain. So they have another bite at the apple to go up to 5-2.
It's on the sideline for Lewandowski. Moved over and up the line. Alba goes to Aida. Lewandowski to Patra. Lewandowski goes around. Back and forth with Aida to the sideline for Alba and Aida. And smacked away by Brew, and she was not leaving anything to chance while she had a chance for the swat. Brew bombs one, Naden, nope, too far in front.
Spain having a slow walk to the disc here. I think both teams feeling the effect of this long point.
I must say, I don't mind a little cloud cover and gustiness. It was super sunny and hot yesterday, so to that end, it's a nice contrast, but it is really changing the shape of play today. Run down by Alba. Lewandowski to Lamotte, low throw, and that makes it difficult. Angie sees it goes to ground in front of her. Stewart to Codron to Naden. Naden swipes and then goes around to Palmer. Palmer, high release backhand, looking for Codron. And just in the nick of time, the swiping hand of Aida takes it away. Almost a punch block.
Yeah, big uppercut there to take the disc out. Codron, I think, expected it to go deeper into the end zone and just wasn't quite able to turn and come back and attack it in time.
And spin to get A chip shot up the line to Lewandowski. Oh, and then going back for Angie. It goes through the hands. Brew will get space for the pickup. Straight to Cadron. Naden too far. And another one back to España, who are sporting a 4-2 lead already.
Both teams with some messy play here. I think feeling effects of this adverse weather.
Lewandowski around Angie to Alba. Alba, and I thought they were going to get away with one there because the throw did not come out clean, and it made for the catch, having an inability to be clean and a turnover.
Yeah, crucially, GB already used their timeout, so not able to take a breather here. They just have to keep grinding out, keep slogging away, try and punch this one in.
Brew to Stewart, and yeah, there's this windy gustiness. I feel some of these throws coming towards this sideline are just getting set, but that one will not be disrupted. Condren sends deep. Naden on her haunches after a heck of a chase. And GB bring it to within one. It's 3-2.
Yeah, it's a fantastic throw from Cadron there. Cadron and Naden, obviously lots of experience together, both in the GB scene and in their club team Deep Space, which has given them many high-level games together. Much to Steph's disappointment to see that Deep Space keep doing well.
Wow, they fell off the podium finally.
Well,
I mean,
fell down to second place in Europe. It's not the furthest drop.
That's a failure. Droppers and risers, no. You guys are obviously a strong club, but I think you've got to love, anytime I pick Deep Space to do poorly, has got to be the success rate of my low predictions is very good going the other way. So Deep Space, I know, loves when I say that they're not going to do well.
Oh, it's always a good bit of fun, right?
It is indeed. And sent over top, and defensive play offered, but a miss in any sense. It is a lovely boulevard to promote the sport to the passers-by. We're just hope that any errant pulls don't chop their limbs or heads off. There's just been a couple that have gone that way hot, Mulaney. Stewart to wedge low. Gibson, nice pickup. Shows it immediately to assure everyone that it was indeed up. Heather Gibson. Low release, second chance, no. Yes, Kate Gibson says, I'll bail you out, sis. I got this. Let's have a look. So over top of Stewart.
I think that's Brown Boys. They're just not quite able to read.
Oh, okay, so she does take a line that does twist up the Spanish defense. Is that Mickael? Yes, I think it is. I mean, it's a tough one. She takes the line. Did she kind of clip the elbow and put her into a bit of a tornado to get the line? I think yes. In the end, I hate it. I hate that that's the rule almost, but I think by rule, yes, she clipped her. She just had to drop a shoulder or something on her way in to avoid that little bit of contact, because she did win the race. She did have a nearly clean line, but just a small shading of that line had contact in it. You think differently? You think I got it assessed reasonably? What do you think, Tate?
It's a tough call. I think, yeah, both players vying for it. Gibson coming through, but I think there is a slight bit of contact. I think it depends on how you want to set up the physicality for the game, because by the letter of the law, potentially a foul, but I've played a lot of games with a lot more contact than that, and we play on.
Exactly.
But
You sometimes want it to play on, but the consistency is something that is all too often becoming a part of this, and sometimes it's tough to say, like, yeah, we're going to let it go for now, but later we won't, because that's always what it ends up being, is we can let it go until it matters, and sent deep. There is a massive humanity underneath it, and it's Mickael who gets the smackdown. Pivot established before accessing the line, and Navasa gets it finally outside of the end zone. Navasa back to center for Sister, and Gibson took it away, but no! Carolina Navasa gets it back on her own throw after a defensive tip, and then a wedge layout does enough to distract, and Mickael can't make the play. Wedge sends deep. Gibson, the intended target, back in the end zone. Wubba-lubba-dub-dub. They are in for a goal. That was a wild sequence of play.
yeah, some crazy plays on both sides of the disc there. As we look back at one now.
Carolina Navasa, that's awesome.
Fantastic to go and get her own throw after the Mac. But then as we continue on here, huge play from Molly. Just touching the disc.
I don't think she did, actually.
You don't think she got
No, I think she was just she
the
did enough
pressure.
to be in front, blurred vision.
the good old-fashioned
But I love the
intimidate?
pickup, and that throw is perfect from Molly Wedge.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And with a hard spike from Kate Gibson there, adding the exclamation to the end of that point.
4-4.
And GB are all the way back in this, having just 2 points to go, being on the verge of going down 5-2. They've really turned it around here.
Fuentes to Lewandowska. And Fuentes again. Sent deep. Lamotte, 2 hands on it. On the doorstep, pops one in. Lewandowska collects. And Spain will stay on top. 5-4 now, up 1.
Yeah, clean hold from Spain there. I think they needed that after the long slog of a point and then the score from GB, just to regain their confidence and get back on track. A great bid from Bailey. Bailey, I think, genuinely a very underrated player. She is absolutely fantastic, plays on all 3 surfaces, and will be a stalwart of this team going forward, I'm sure.
Love to hear the praise. Keep her on ISO cam as we go.
Slightly longer break in between points here. Both teams taking their time, working out their strategies as we see the pool go up.
Sent to the back. Nice pull. Gotta say, Condren and Brew do get it to the front line, though, by the time the defense arrives. Palmer. And Stewart sends. It's fading away. Naden had a chance, but the winds just pushed that one down.
Yeah, it's the same issue that we saw in the last game as well. the wind just catching these discs and really pushing them to that far side of the end zone. These throws have to really be thrown far to the right, far to the close side, so that they can then soar into more of the middle of the pitch.
Lewandowski to pick up the disc. And puts it into play. Angie to Zool, and a bit of contact, but Patino comes up with it, throws on her knee to Lewandowski. Lewandowski shakes and goes the high release backhand to the far side of the field. Tried to break it open, but not enough float on the throw, and maybe not enough eye contact with the intended receiver.
Yeah, it looked like just a bit of a miscommunication there, expecting the receiver to make that cut, but just wasn't there at the time.
We've got Mori match analysis. Surely we'll get something after this tournament. If you haven't been tuning in, make sure you're watching. Davide, the madman behind Mori Match Analysis, does do an excellent job calmly breaking down games and telling you exactly what's happening. For all you coaches out there, certainly a great resource to get a perspective from the mind in Bologna.
Spain with a chance to break here.
Lewandowski, and it goes out of bounds. That one almost chopped some shins.
Oh, and a small discussion on the go between Palmer and Ada. The initial turnover was a throw just out of the reach of Palmer. She made a bid to try and make the play to get it back, but I think it's just a discussion on that defensive play. But the turnover stands just for future reference.
And Brew to Naden. Stewart swipes a couple times now, works hard to get around the break, or around the mark, sorry, for a break. And the next throw by Naden is into the sand. Henar, we're just checking in now. Which defense do you want to go? The British defense or the Spanish defense? Zool gets it in the center and then goes to Ida. Low throw picked up by Angie. And then a high around and quick delivery. Zool sends, and the wind takes it too far for reception. GB will take over.
Yeah, some great play from Spain to work up the pitch there. But on that deep shot, Naden had it covered the whole way. She just powers ahead of the Spanish player and completely shut out any chance of that disc.
There's been an injury called. Mickael comes in for Ida. I'm not sure that injury was communicated to the other team. I thought it was a very... I noticed it, but... okay, Naden had come off first, and that was the reciprocated. So I missed the first one. That's why I was like, wait a minute, that was pretty sneaky. But if Naden came off on the other end, that makes more sense now. Molly wedge busting deep. That's in the booth. No, we can't make a play at it.
Yeah, a great point block from Spain there.
Tate, where are you on that one? I mean, we got a player who's not retired yet in the booth. You got the longest arms of anybody this tournament, perhaps. I backed you for that. Next one.
Doctor's orders. I can't be making plays.
Sure. Around back to Mickael. in the corner. Nice throw across the line, nearly parallel with the line. The throw cuts inside and makes it 6-4 Spain. A slow-moving affair here, really, to be 10 goals in and 40 minutes in. It's been a bit of a grinder for both sides.
Definitely a bit of a grind, and it seems to be a game of runs, albeit slow runs. I think Spain going up 4-2, GB getting a couple back with a break, and now Spain returning in kind with a break of their own. Spain with a chance to take half here, but GB will come out on 0 after half, so they won't get a free 0 point if they do take it.
Here's the pull from Spain. It will stay in. Gibson with the catch to Yorworth. Yorworth low. Bailey has to bid into it. And back to Gibson. Gibson goes high. Yorworth in the corner. Gibson sends deep. Bailey the target. And hits just beyond Mickael. Nice throw by Gibson. Unbelievable that worked. I can't believe the shape was perfect, going right over the defender.
Yeah, fantastic throw from Gibson and well read from Bailey. A tough read in these windy conditions.
Yeah, in the wind and with the player literally in front of the flight path. Like, would have been blinded by that until the last nanosecond of flight here.
Yeah, and Bailey doing well earlier on in possession to keep the possession alive with her bid. Just another point where she's doing all she can to keep GB in this.
All right, so since the praise, putting Bailey on the ISO cam, she's only getting better. Validated praise.
What can I say? Occasionally I know what I'm talking about.
William Golightly. It is great to hear Ian Tate on the color comms.
William Golightly, big name in deep space, the husband of Ruth Golightly, formerly Ruth Flight. He himself has been a massive supporter for the team for a long time.
Great to hear. Fuentes to Lamotte, but off the left hand. And GB with a break chance. Gibson to Gibson fails, and Mickael picks off. Now Zool. Lamotte. Back to Mickael. And Zool. Exchanging in the backfield. Mickael once more takes the straight up the field shot to Fuentes that works. Dalia Fuentes couldn't shake the mark, goes back to Zool, then Mickael. Mickael goes into the middle, gets a hand stuck out by Alba. And that is I think it's a double catch. Molly Wedge pleading her case that she was there first. Here's a replay. Tough to say anyone's there first, even in frame by frame.
Oof,
that maybe super slow motion. I might think Molly's hands touched it first. Did she squeeze it first? I think frame by frame, they've got to go to the offense out there.
Yeah, tough one to call for sure. I think it's, if you had a single frame that you could look at, you could tell, but it's tight either way for sure.
You get the wrong Ruth.
I did get the wrong Ruth. It was Ruth Caudron, not Ruth Flight.
I'll tell you what, though, the people in the chats are ruthless. If you get it wrong, they will let you know.
Yeah, apologies. Too many Ruths in the UK scene. What can I say? But Ruth Light, a big name in the scene, doing a lot for youth development. But
good to know. But we're talking about Ruth Codron.
Ruth Codron, obviously the one at hand here. Apologies for that one.
Underneath, and Lamotte is there in the corner for the goal. And Spain take half. Or we surely already had a timed half, because we're at 45 minutes. Time is over. It is a game to 8. So it's not half. I don't know if we took a half.
I didn't think we didn't take a time half, I don't think.
I don't think
we
they
just missed
heard it if there was supposed to. Anyways, game to 8. GB need 3 in a row. Hold, break, break. And for Spain, of course, the opposite sequence, a break or a hold on 2 offerings if it comes down to that.
Yeah, tough ask for GB here, but can never quite count them out. Some of the players on that side of the UK nationals come back in the final from 12-9 down on the winning side of that, but also some players on the losing side of that. So, you know, we've got both sides of the coin here.
Who will carry more weight? The pull from Lewandowski. Hola, Luna. Nice to see you in the chat, baby. Your worth to Codron. Codron sends the backhand. Wedge lays out for the goal, and we will play at least 1 more point as GB puts 6 on the board.
Yeah, a nice clean hold from GB there. A fantastic play from Wedge to reel in the score, as we see it again now.
Nice grab, Molly Wedge.
Making plays as you would expect of her. Coming off the World Games tournament where she really shone with Canada.
Yeah, she was awesome. I thought amongst that, if not the best defensive FMP.
Yeah, definitely up there for sure.
And they had, oh so close to becoming World Games World Champions. Universe point loss to the US, where they had multiple break chances, or multiple hold chances to win. Lamotte leads up line. Fuentes, the help defense comes from Payne. That knocks out the disc. Foul accepted as Payne had ran back quickly, and Fuentes picked up the disc.
Yeah.
So
Payne's got to come back to the scene of the crime.
yeah, I think that is about right. Fuentes picks up. Payne will stay there. She was poaching to try and get that D. And they throw immediately, and it's outside the potential grasps of Alba. That could have been the game winner, but it is not. Gibson. Big flops on the mark, taking it away, but they get it to Payne up the sideline. Gibson to Gibson. Heather. Yep, there's spectators involved. Does he want to throw it? No, he doesn't want it. All right, there he does. He's thrown it.
Heather not happy with that one. Just an errant throw in the wind there, but I'll be looking to make a play to get it back now.
Woo! Kate Gibson busts through, gets the layout D. Stewart tests both sides of the mark, goes to Gibson. Gibson fires, hits Payne. Payne shovels central. Heather Gibson. Low, and that's through the hands of Leicester, and it's back to Spain. And that one was well covered. Gibson bid through it. Alba calling the foul. Here's another look. I like her right to call that again. I think it's another play that Kate Gibson made that was very, very good, but just lacking that last bit of body control. Like there's still a lean into the back there. It's tough. I really do like the bid. I think people should be encouraged to bid like that. However, you've got to be encouraged to bid like that and really contort your body enough to stay off the graze.
Yeah, definitely at least a little bit of contact there. So I understand where the foul call is coming from. I think Kate is really doing her best to keep GB in this game, but just maybe giving slightly too much contact on that play there.
Contested foul.
An amicable discussion from both sides, agreeing on the contest.
Mickael will retain possession. And throws low. Great pickup. Heather Gibson says down. I wondered the same, to be very honest. It was a super low release with an air bounce. Oh, I actually, the second time, I don't think it was, but that was like a centimeter above the ground the whole flight. But I don't think any edge, like if it dragged, it would have changed the flight. Like, is there any disruption in flight? Oh my God.
I think that was up.
I think that was up too. That is wild.
There's no point in which that throw is more than 5 centimeters above the ground.
No, never.
A ridiculous grab.
Mickael sights Fuentes. Fuentes chucks the body, but the throw too far. Big pressure defensively for GB.
Ooh.
GB open team has made it to the sideline. Their last game is over. I think they were playing for 5th. Payne. Sand tried to shovel forward, but gets a hand block against, and Spain will pick up. Mickael to Zul. Zul sends a backhand. Fuentes is playing awesome right now. Pops it up and finishes. Lamotte is there. 8-6. Spain take the bronze medal here at XeQueBo. And they will get 1, 2, 3 in the women's division. Masters and the mixed will have to fight out for the gold, but it is the open age women's team that get the bronze here against GB.
Yeah, an absolute grind from both teams there. Congratulations for Spain sticking out, and I think GB can hold their heads high on the way that they kept the pressure alive right to the final point.
Next up, La Mixta, the MMPs, the male matching players, the men from the Spanish mixed team, will take on Dindon, the Italian team that have been awesome, and in tight games, the last 3 have not been more than 1 point separation for them, so we'll expect to see more. Thanks for joining us. For Ian Tate, I'm Steph Rapazzo. We'll catch y'all next time.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
Alti.tv